Extra, brought to you by Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
Sports Extra. From 7 to 8 p.m., highlights of local sports around the Cayman Islands. Sports Extra.
It's amazing to see the improvement of the team.
Sports Extra, keeping you informed.
Good evening and welcome to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. I'm your host, Dionne Anglin. Tonight on Sports Extra, we will be chatting with none other than our Caymanian gymnast and Pan-American finalist, Karthik Adapa. Good evening.
Hello.
And we have with him the Cayman Islands Gymnastics Association president, right, Miss Toni Pinkerton. Hi.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Come a little closer to your mic. Don't be afraid of me. I know you're not. Come pull it a little closer. Pull the mic a little closer to you. Yeah. That's good. Alrighty. So how are things?
Things are good.
Good. Yeah.
Survived the storm.
Yeah, I know, right? Tell me about it. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. So much going on this summer. We didn't need that, right?
No.
So, okay. All right. But in the second segment, we will hear from Cayman Islands Carifta gold and NACAC silver medalist. And now he is the 2024 Olympic. Yeah, he's an Olympian, 100-meter sprinter. Devontae Howell will be with us come 7:30. So we're going to hear a word from our sponsor. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more Sports Extra in a minute.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Prescription refills made easy at Savannah Pharmacy. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
The mission of the National Conservation Council and the Department of Environment has worked to protect and conserve the unique plants, animals, and habitats that make the Cayman Islands so special. Learn more at conservation.ky.
RC Fusion.
10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Biggest variety in the morning.
RC Fusion.
Following the 10 a.m. news headline.
Brought to you by TCE Paint Shop, 27 Godfrey Nixon Way.
RC Fusion.
The Georgetown Farmers Market. It's time you start eating local. The market at the Cricket Grounds.
And My K&A Cleaners. Call or WhatsApp 326-3379 for your free quote today.
Biggest variety in the morning.
Radio Cayman. If they are talking about us,
Living in your head rent-free all this time.
we must be relevant. Radio Cayman since 1976.
Alrighty, I'm all set now. Headsets in, mics are right. Yeah, we're all set. Welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. We have Toni Pinkerton and Karthik Adapa from the Cayman Islands Gymnastics Association, and we're here to chat mostly with Karthik. Get familiarized with him. I know you've heard his name. Of course, his name is synonymous with all gymnastics activities that internationally and locally. And we're very happy to have you because you are a recent silver that's what's his name. You're a Pan-American finalist. That was a huge accomplishment in itself. How did you feel about that particular moment?
Well, finding out that I was a finalist was like actually a huge thing because first off, I've never been finalist in a competition ever.
Anyone has? I think it was history, right? Wasn't it?
Igor has made.
For
Yeah,
Pana?
we've had a few.
Okay, for
and
Pana. All right.
we have had a few go through, but his placing was certainly the strongest we've ever seen.
Please excuse me. I've had a lot of histories these past couple of months with sports. So I sometimes mix them up. But okay, so we've had quite a few. So that moment was huge for you because it was your first.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it was super bizarre, like finding out if I was in or if I was out. Like we didn't get a clear answer. One person was telling us this, and the website says this. And I'm calling my mom, and she's emailing and texting people, blowing up your phone. And like super late, and by the next day you're like still unsure if I'm even in, and we got to practice, and I'm super in finals, and I was like ecstatic.
Okay. So I didn't hear anything after that.
No worries. That's fine.
No. Like so does that mean you were into the finals the next day, or is that competition coming up later?
No. I went to, because there's the qualifier meet, and then you get a training day, and then you go to the finals.
And you go to the finals. And how was that?
Great. Like I competed really, really well, and I didn't think my nerves could handle that, but they totally did. So.
Okay. How do you do? What was your record or?
I PB'd in like.
PB'd. Okay.
Pretty much like most events except for pommel horse. Pommel horse I actually slipped up, which stunk, but I still I'm so proud of my performance there. Even for the qualifier meet, I was like best routines I've done.
What's that? What's that one? The horse? The what?
Pommel horse.
Okay, that's the one with the beam.
The circles.
It's the circles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have to demonstrate that for me.
I'm not gonna do it here.
You can do it here. I want to. Excuse me. This is where you do it.
I'll knock everything over.
Cameras, or describe it for us. That's fine. If you don't want to demonstrate, that's fine.
Yeah, it's like kind of looks like breakdancing. That's what a lot of people compare it to.
Okay.
And so it'll be like.
Is it two handles?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Oh, awesome. Okay, so Karthik, how did you first discover your passion for gymnastics?
Oh.
Yeah, because I think I've had him here ever since he was 4, right? So share with us how you discovered that. Like, what brought you to the sport?
Well, I mean, I feel like every gymnast story is like there's a kid that can't sit still, right? And then it's like, okay, let's put him in some sport that involves not staying still, which I guess is majority, but whatever. And I just stuck with it. And I had my family is like all swimmers. My younger sister's a swimmer, and my older brother's a swimmer. But I stuck with gymnastics, and I just kept doing it, and now I'm like super in love with it. Like I'm taking a break from sport now, and I'm like yearning to do gymnastics again.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. You're only 19.
Truth.
Yeah, so that's good. You have so much more left in you. You think?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And your mom is a huge Sports Extra fan.
Is she?
She tell you? She's always on my page, and she supports me the most, and I love her, and I appreciate her very much.
Always
she
on
keeps
Facebook.
me abreast of everything you're doing.
Oh,
that's
does
why
she?
you're here today.
Whoa.
She's one of the main reasons you're here today.
Yeah,
she's like, you better get my son on your show.
That sounds like her.
No, she didn't.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
All right, so Miss Tony, tell us about that particular moment when he was in the finals. He was, he received that news. How did you feel? Were you with him or were you here at home?
I was here,
okay,
texting everybody saying, please check. He made the finals. And they're like, no, he didn't. I'm like, it says Q beside his name. He's in the finals. And they're going, no. I'm like, please somebody check. So it was very exciting. But I need to take a few steps back because we're so incredibly proud of him for even getting there. So the boys gymnastics program in Cayman closed down in February.
Okay.
And the coach went to New Zealand. And so there was no real sort of path to making this work. And I think Karthik had almost resigned himself to the fact that it just wasn't going to happen. So we put our heads together, tried to come up with solutions, and we reached out to Soren Rad. I don't know if you remember Soren, but he coached all of these kids when they were little. And he's got his own gym up in Florida now that he runs with his wife. Very successful program. He's putting a lot of the girls into university scholarship programs in the U.S. And he was thrilled to take Karthik up there. They put him up in his house. They looked after him. They trained him. He trained with little boys and girls.
Yeah.
And then they went off to the competition. Karthik went.
Yes.
The coach's flights got canceled.
Oh, no.
So he was there for about 2 days on his own. They missed all the meetings at the beginning where they told everybody what was happening. Eventually, the coaches arrived, and he made it to he went through the qualification round and absolutely killed it.
Yeah.
And then thought it was over. They had to pull him and the coach out. They were goofing around in the pool. And it's like, no, guys.
You knew about that?
You're not done.
She's got eyes on you. Tony's got eyes everywhere.
And then to pull off 5 out of 6 personal bests in the final and place 12th, which is the highest Cayman's ever placed in a gymnastics final, was just like against all odds, unbelievable.
Yes, definitely. We were very proud of you here. We were rooting for you here in the Cayman Islands. So that's really good. It's good to have you in the studio with us so you can share that experience with us. Which apparatus do you excel in? I know you spoke about the pommel horse, but which others, what specific skills?
Well, I actually don't remember which is my best score, but I know that I tend to always excel on parallel bars.
Okay.
But for my favorite, it's going to be floor. Floor is just like...
You like the floor.
Yeah.
Most people do.
It's definitely the best to watch.
Yes.
I love floor and I love high bar, but the only thing is I suck at high bar. So floor is going to take favorite. It's just I think it's the best thing to learn things and not get super hurt.
So you do all of the above?
I do all of them.
And do you specialize in any in particular?
Not right now. I know when people start going to like university,
that's when you specialize.
Then they're like, okay, I just want to do this.
Do you have an idea of what you would want to do, you think?
I think I want to stick to doing everything, which a lot of gymnasts are into, because I mean, it just I think it gives you more opportunity. A lot of guys, they go into the gym for like 2 hours and they're done. But like
you try everything. Right? So you're there for how long? How long are you in the gym?
Oh, when I was training in England, for first getting back into it, I trained for like 6 hours, which is so insane.
No, it's not.
No?
Not when you love it. When you love it.
Yeah. 6 hours is like the longest training session I've ever done. But I started regularing like 3 hours.
Okay, all right. And what about any setbacks or challenges during your journey, your gymnastics journey?
Just as Tony had mentioned, it felt like there was so many odds against me actually competing at the Pan Am Games. When I couldn't train, when we had no coach, when my coach missed my flight, when I didn't know if I was making finals or not. There's so many missed opportunities, and I still did super good. Yeah, and I still. So I'm really happy with what happened. Could you
imagine if you had gotten those opportunities and then competed in Pan Am?
That is a dream world.
Yeah. But and how do you balance your rigorous training? Because I know that comes... I had a friend that did gymnastics as well, and her training schedule was hectic. So I know it's hectic for you guys. How do you balance that rigorous schedule?
I mean, for my whole life, it's been my... training gymnastics has felt like it's just a given.
Right.
So there's school, and then there's gymnastics, and then there's nothing else. So I've been balancing it since I was a little kid. So I don't know. It kind of, sometimes it's annoying. You want to be a kid and you want to just do whatever, but it just feels like it's my life.
Okay.
It's what it is.
So how much further do you intend to go with gymnastics? What are your goals and aspirations with the sport?
As far as possible.
Yeah. This is it for you. And
yeah. I'll go until I cannot anymore. Until my joints can't allow me to.
I know the Olympic Committee, and we're going to talk about that in a minute when we speak with Devontae Howell. They have a universality. I'm not sure if that's the right, which pronunciation.
I think you got it.
Yeah, the last one, right? The latter. That program, that rule where you can, once you reach a particular standard, you could send one athlete, your top athlete. How can gymnastics be a part of that?
So we have been, and when Reagan attended Tokyo, that was on a universality spot. So gymnastics has one spot for women's artistic gymnastics and one spot for men's artistic gymnastics across all countries.
Okay.
And there were 3 countries, including Cayman, who had put forward an athlete for that spot.
Okay.
And this year, for men's gymnastics, it went to Syria. So there's a young guy from Syria who's actually captain of the University of Michigan gymnastics team and has been to a number of world championships.
Okay.
And he earned the spot.
Okay.
But we'll be looking again for 2028. So.
Okay, definitely.
Yeah, check me in 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We will.
I'll be there.
we'll be looking looking out for you and following your every move.
Oh.
Yes, we will in the gym.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, oh.
In the gym, don't worry. And what about Reagan? I know she's going up for Miss Cayman Islands.
She is very
Yes,
exciting.
she's very busy. How is she balancing both?
She's not training for gymnastics anymore.
Okay, so is she done?
She's done. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
but I think she's been doing some coaching. So she's
Okay.
been balancing coaching and school.
Yes.
And is focused for now on Miss Cayman. And
Yes. You guys, are you going to the show? You need to be there, front row. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be cheering for her.
Yeah, from home. Yeah. What sort of message, Karthik, do you have for aspiring gymnasts such as yourself right here in Cayman?
Oh, you got to stick with it, because I'm sure this goes for like every sport, but I know for me it was like just stick with it. If you hate the sport, just keep going, because it's going to pay off.
When you say if you hate the sport, what do you mean? Because if you hate the sport, in my opinion, you should stop.
No.
But if you're good at it, sometimes you're very good at something, and you may have a tough day, a tough week. It doesn't mean you hate it. You're having a hard time. But if you hate something and you're not good at it, then you need to pull away. Find something else that you're good at.
I don't know. I don't know if it's different for gymnastics, because for something like other sports, gymnastics, it's kind of the same things, like swimming or track or whatever.
Yes.
It's just refining the movement,
Right.
But for gymnastics, there's always something more.
Okay.
So when you're a kid, you're learning the basics of something you're going to learn in like 7 years.
Yes.
And so when you're a little kid and you're not doing good, you're going to be upset.
Yeah. And there's what I love about gymnastics too. There's so many different categories, right? It's not just the beam and floor. There's so many different routines that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
And you've mastered all.
Mastered? I don't know about mastered.
I was checking. I'm gonna hear what you would say. What's going on now for gymnastics in the Cayman Islands, Tony?
Yeah, it's been a fairly quiet few years.
Yes.
But there's a lot of exciting things on the horizon, which is great. Just this week, CARIFTA has released directives for gymnastics. So in 2024, we'll have the first ever CARIFTA gymnastics competition, which will be held in Jamaica.
2025?
No, 2024.
When is this?
I believe it's the 1st of November.
Okay.
And as you know, gymnastics is an optional sport in the Island Games.
Yes.
So usually every other year it's in. We haven't been in for a couple of years. We missed an Island Games because of COVID. But 2025 we will be in the Island Games. So there's 2 really good opportunities for developing gymnasts that aren't quite at the international level. Okay. And then we've got, the regular 4-year cycle of Pan Am, Commonwealth Games,
right.
And we'll be looking forward to 2028 as well.
It's my first time hearing about CARIFTA for gymnastics. That's actually pretty good. So is it the same age group as the regular CARIFTA for swimming and track and field?
There's an under 14 and there's an over 14, so it's slightly different age groups, but similar idea where you've got kind of juniors and up to 18, 19.
And what's gymnastics like in Jamaica? What's their program like? Do you know?
Yeah, we've been to a few competitions there. Mm-hmm. I mean, it goes everywhere from, gymnast training at the Olympic level to, the first competition we went to there were no walls on the gym. There was a roof.
Oh, no.
But there were no walls.
Yeah.
So, and everything
there was a roof but no walls. Okay. We'll visualize it. So, and let me jump back to Karthik here. What role did your coaches and your mentors play in your success at the Pan American Championships?
Training with Soren was really interesting because, if I'm being honest, I didn't really know the guy super well. He had trained me when I was like just a little kid, and I'm a big kid now. And so getting to know him and finding out how he coaches and how this is going to work out was pretty interesting. And he's so passionate. I really he's so passionate. He cares so much. He made sure I was good the whole way. And I was like, he played a pretty vital role. He honestly changed the way I look at things in gymnastics, which is huge. And yeah, I look up to him, if I'm being honest.
Awesome. And I love your personality.
Oh.
He has a wonderful and positive personality. And it shines in your pictures.
Oh, thank you.
It doesn't just show, it shines. Right?
The
thumbs up, you know?
Oh my God. Oh, hey. Okay. Everyone's pulling the thumbs up nowadays. You have no idea.
It's pretty good. You keep that spirit and don't let anyone dampen that spirit.
Oh, sweet. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Can you describe for me the camaraderie among the gymnasts during international competition? What's that like?
Oh,
Yeah, I always want to know that.
Okay, so camaraderie between my team or between
other delegates.
This is one of the my most favorite thing about gymnastics is in competition, everyone is together.
Okay.
Everyone is a team. They're supporting each other, and you even see on the cameras, Women's Olympics. You'll see Simone Biles hugging every single person. It is incredible. There's no bitterness. There's no nothing. Real recognize real.
Yes.
It's super good. I went to Commonwealth Games in 2022, and you were with a certain group. My rotation, my group.
Okay.
I had South America, Jersey, and I forgot. Anyway.
Okay. It's okay.
And we were just the best of friends the whole way through. And I had just met these guys the other day. And support, cheering for, I guess, your opponents.
Yes.
But the sportsmanship is through the roof in gymnastics. I've never met a disrespectful gymnast in my life.
Awesome. That's good to know. That's pretty cool. That's a nice environment to be around.
Fantastic.
This is why he's so pleasant to be around himself, right? That's
so
good.
Pleasant,
very good.
aren't I?
Yeah. Not all the time, what?
I said I'm so pleasant, aren't I?
Yeah. So tell us, do you get anxious or nervous before performances? Are you at that level where how do you overcome that challenge, if you do?
Fantastic last minute ad. Yes.
If you do, yeah.
I don't think I do.
Okay, that's very good.
Yeah,
that's interesting because most people still do get nervous before competition.
I stay pretty relaxed up until I'm up on stage in front of the judges.
Okay.
And especially in the finals, when I've never done finals, I've never done anything that intense, where I have to compete again, and I was trembling, truly trembling at the chalk bucket, getting ready to do my thing. But I think as soon as I hop up on the rings, still trembling, mind you, but as soon as I pop the first skill, do what I need to do, the muscle memory kicks in.
Okay.
And I think in this competition, I really figured out how to deal with that anxiousness. It was just I just need to breathe, and the muscle memory kicks in. Some yoga stuff or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty cool. You mentioned Simone Biles previously. Which gymnast inspired you to pursue excellence in this sport? And you don't really hear of much international male gymnasts. Simone Biles has taken over.
Oh yeah, she's everywhere.
Before it was your Dominique Dawes and your Dominique Mucciano. I think that's what's the name. Yeah, but now it's. Do you know who that is? You know who those are?
Yes.
You think? I'm aging myself.
Of course, Dominique Mucciano.
Yeah, I think I remember. I remember she's the one that sprained her ankle in 19.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay,
I do
awesome.
know.
Right. Yeah, and still won.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
Yeah, that was incredible.
She was one of my faves that year. Yeah, definitely. So, who has inspired you? Which gymnast?
That is really interesting because men's gymnastics, like you said, isn't super popular in mainstream media at all.
Right.
It's it falls super under the radar. It's one of the very, very few sports where the men's category is less dominant than the women's.
Yes.
And so
because the women wear the cute tutus and stuff, though.
maybe they just look fabulous while doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I need to put bows in my hair next time.
No. Oh, sorry, but go ahead. Sorry.
No, and so I can't think of any because it's nowhere. You know, you have to really look for it if you want to find anyone. But there's no one in particular that I had truly looked up to other than my teammate Igor. Igor Magalhães. Nice. Trained with him since when I started gymnastics.
Say that last name again.
Magalhães.
Say it one more time.
Magalhães.
Is that how you say it? I've
That
been
is-
saying it wrong all my life.
Everyone's been saying it all wrong. I'm the
I
only
say
one who can say it. Magalhães.
Magalhães?
Everyone says Magalhães.
Yeah.
Magalhães. But I'm the only one.
Say it the
true
correct way.
friend. Magalhães.
Magalhães.
I think that's
I almost got it. Okay.
I'm not even going to try.
Okay.
Oh, but I mean, because he's always been better than me. He's always been older than me. He's been strong. He's a natural when it comes to gymnastics, and being next to him, it's a training. Like I couldn't have asked for a better person to grow up doing gymnastics with, and he's been the guy.
Okay. Awesome. I like that. I like to hear that. It's someone from home, you know.
Exactly.
That's really good. It's very rare.
I don't know how Igor did it. He had because there was no one above him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does he
how
still-
You were
found
always
motivation.
chasing right behind him. You had to stay one
Yeah,
step
no,
ahead.
yeah.
Is he still gymming?
Yeah, he's in England right now.
Okay.
Well, not right now, but he's at uni at Nottingham, still training.
Okay. Awesome. And can you describe a memorable moment from maybe your first international competition or any competition at all?
My first international meet was Island Games in 2019, and I'm trying to think of what really stood out to me there, and I think that's going to go back to the camaraderie between the gymnasts, because that's the first time I felt something like that. Because when you're off doing your small meets in, the U.S. when you're like 10, it's different from when you're more mature and you're competing against people who, I don't know, it's more of a social thing.
Right.
And having that feeling, high-fiving everyone on the way down, I'd never felt before. And that kind of sticks out to me the most.
Awesome. And how do you prepare for international competition, for major competition, both physically and mentally?
Mentally, I always tell myself, and this has given me so much comfort actually, I always tell myself, I can't do better than my best.
Okay.
So as long as I'm competing the best of my ability, I know I won't be upset.
Okay.
So if I hold back and be like, oh, I should have gone harder, it's like, that's regret. But I'm not going to feel regret if I'm trying as hard as I can.
Yes.
And so mentally, I always think about that. If I'm getting nervous, that's what I think about, and it calms me down a little bit. And for physically, it's a lot of cardio, actually. And gymnasts aren't super into cardio because you could tell by their bodies they're not long and lanky like distance runners are.
Okay.
They're short and powerful and bulky. And so to be able to last a whole 4 routine is not what you're used to unless you train for it. And that's actually part of the most treacherous part of training for a competition, is just getting my stamina to be ready.
All right. And what has been your most challenging routine or performance? You did talk about the pommel horse. But is there anything?
Oh, most challenging. That's so interesting because everything is challenging. I would say, rings and pommel horse have always been really difficult for me. And I'll have to give it to pommel horse. That gives me the most trouble.
Okay.
Because it's so easy to mess up. Like, because there's 6 events in men's gymnastics, and I swear everyone globally agrees that pommel horse is the one that's everyone hates. No one likes pommel horse.
Okay. And what about you, Miss Tony? Do you like the pommel horse?
Tell me about it, Tony.
Girls don't do pommel horse. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay. All right. Miss Tony, did you do gymnastics in your day?
A little bit, not competitively. I was a swimmer and then a rower.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know that. That's cool.
Yeah. Cool. I like that. Any last words before we head out? Anything you'd like to make mention of pertaining to the association? What's next for you guys? Where you guys are heading?
I've mentioned some interesting things that are coming up. I think we're looking at building the program. There's a small group that's looking to build a program that will get more involved with the schools, that will offer a competitive program to the boys, to girls as well. I think it would be good for Cayman to have more than one gym. The swimmers and the athletes, the athletics competitors. It's a benefit for them to be able to have local competitions and to have more opportunities to strive for qualifying times for things. So I think it's really exciting to see gymnastics expanding in Cayman.
Awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. It's very nice having you on.
High five.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you so much, Miss Tony. Always a pleasure to have you here.
Anytime.
Thank you very much. Up next, we have Devontae Howell, so stay tuned to Sports Extra.
Looking for better health insurance? It's time to level up to BAF Insurance. BAF offers quality, flexible health plans for you, your family, and your entire work group with friendly professional service. So, if your current health plan is less than you expected, then make that call today. At BAF, we will help you find a plan that's just right for you. Give us a call at 949-5089 and level up to BAF.
This is Catherine Ebanks-Wilts, and as the representative for West Bay Central and the Ministry for Sustainability and Climate Resiliency, I am concerned that our islands are at a high risk of loss and damage to seagrass beds. Stronger storms, warmer sea temperatures, and sea level rise can destroy seagrass beds. Culturally and economically important animals like green sea turtles and conch need seagrass to survive. To learn more about the climate risk to our islands, visit www.gov.ky/climate change policy.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and, by extension, For the Record into your home.
Hear from your government and community leaders on issues and events concerning the Cayman Islands and its residents during Radio Cayman's For the Record talk radio program, airing each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning from 7:30 to 10.
For the Record.
For the Record.
For the Record
is brought to you by JN Money, from abroad to yard. Fast, affordable, convenient. For more information, visit jnmoneyonline.com.
The mission of the National Conservation Council and the Department of Environment is to ensure our islands consider responsible use of our natural resources while preserving our native species and habitats for future generations. Learn more at conservation.ky.
Yesterday,
today,
always and forever.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. I didn't do much running just now. I just walked around hustling everyone out of the studio, and I am breathing really hard in front of one of the Cayman's most fittest athletes, right? So I feel quite ashamed. Devontae, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fine, thanks. It's good to have you in the studio. The last time I think we spoke, you were on the phone along with Jaden.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? That was after Carifta.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's good. It's good to have you in your studio. Congratulations on making the Olympic team.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing. I know you're representing Cayman under the universality rule, right, at this year's Games. So for those of you who aren't aware, any National Olympic Committee without a qualified athlete in a particular sport will be permitted to send the highest ranked male or highest ranked female athlete in an individual sport, right? So that's pretty cool that you got that opportunity.
Yes,
what emotions did you experience when you received the opportunity to represent Cayman Islands at the Paris Olympic Games?
Honestly, I feel like It was a sense of relief, and also I was really happy because it's been a goal of mine for a while.
Of course.
For about, 8 years now, because my dad said from the time I was like 10 years old, like, 2024 Olympics is the one. That's the one that you're going to be at, Like,
Come a little closer to,
that'll be your first Olympics. So with now actually achieving that goal, it means a lot to me.
So what's your current record now? You're going to do 100 meters?
Yes.
Okay, so what's your current record now?
10.09.
Okay, is that the one you did at the NACAC New Life Invitational?
Yes.
Okay. So did you guys have the national championships the other day? Did you clock the same time?
No, I ended up running slower, but there was less competition than at other meets. So.
Okay, awesome. Okay, no problem. So what role has, your training regimen played in your success, you think?
I'm at a new school now, the University of Tennessee.
Yes,
so,
definitely.
The training has been different. It's been more intense. It's been a lot more focused on the little things that would help me get better, and a lot more in the weight room as well, because I needed to get stronger in order to get faster. So I believe it's benefited me a lot.
Awesome. How did you manage to achieve the remarkable 10.9 seconds?
Well, in order to achieve that, it takes first of all, self-belief.
Yes.
Or else you don't know, you wouldn't be able to achieve that.
It's an individual sport, huh? So you have to have a lot of self-belief. Yeah, definitely.
That puts me in 10.09. It puts me in some of the all-time best in the U20 category.
There's this new track and field documentary on Netflix. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, Sprint.
Oh, Sprint.
Yeah.
Colin and I were watching it recently, and it was amazing to see how the individual athletes, track and field athletes, have to hype themselves to get themselves motivated. And it's not that they're cocky or obnoxious, but you need that self-confidence. And sometimes in order to be that confident, you could be it could come off a bit arrogant and cocky. Do you see yourself like that at some point, or you continue to remain humble, as I know you are?
For me, I stay more calm. I find I only like to get amped up during the race, because that's when I need the most adrenaline. I find when I try to amp myself up before the race that I get too amped up, wasted adrenaline, I don't perform as well. When I stay calm, focus on what I'm supposed to do, focus on what I need to execute, then I end up running faster.
When you look at documentaries like Sprint, what does that do to your self-confidence? What does it do to you as an athlete? How does it make you feel after looking at something like that?
Seeing everyone else's experience, seeing the pro life, it makes me want to strive towards what they have.
And their downfalls as well. Yeah.
So it's they're regular human beings as well. There's ups, there's downs. I see what they're going through. For example, one of the episodes had Marcel Jacobs going through 4 different injuries.
Yes.
It's track affects everyone. It's the same way.
And I'm not too familiar with all their names, but there was one particular athlete that reminded me of yourself. He was very quiet, where the star guy, the top athlete, the number one athlete.
Darnell Hughes and Noah Lyles, yeah.
Right. And I like the fact that he continued to remain humble and calm regardless of his surroundings and who was hype and cocky and arrogant around him. He's like, that's just not me. I just can't do that. I think that's pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of yourself. So I like that as well. As a student, you mentioned that you were at University of Tennessee. How do you balance your academics and your athletics? I mean, I know it can be difficult at times, I'm sure.
Yes, because even right now I'm in summer school.
Okay.
So the way I balance it is that I have to, the day I get the assignment, I got to do at least half, because I'm a big procrastinator.
Yes.
So
Understood.
if I don't do at least half the day I get the assignment, by the due date, I'm going to be completely stressed out and crying, and I can't be handling that.
Do you feel like you have more of an advantage with your with assignments because you're an athlete? Because most student athletes do say that.
It depends the teacher.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yes, they give me more extensions, and they're willing to work.
They
with
understand.
Me. Yeah, and then sometimes it ends up backfiring because they end up thinking, because you're an athlete, you should be getting then they end up being a little harder on you instead. So.
Okay. And what are you studying right now?
Computer science.
Oh, nice. Pretty cool. What subject is kicking you in the butt right now?
Right now?
Computer science.
Actually, it wouldn't be computer science. I think right now it would be biology. Biology is,
Oh, yeah. Biology is hard.
Yeah.
You have to really love it.
Exactly.
You know what? I did biology in college. I regretted it because I'm not good at anything like that. Anything to do with math, Anything to do with science, I am not good at it. But you know what? I enjoyed every single class, but I couldn't pass a test. It was one of my biggest struggles until my final I got a B in the end, which was not bad, right?
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you, and you put your mind to something. And sometimes, like you mentioned, having a relationship with your teacher can be the most beautiful thing and can help you with, be successful as well. So you have any beautiful relationships with, professors in school?
Yeah, I have a math instructor that really understands what I'm doing.
I was never friends with my math instructor.
My math instructor is really cool with me.
Awesome. Well, they probably are, but I just, I keep them at a distance.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my problem. So, Devontae, which athletes inspire you on the international stage and why?
Right now, there's two.
Okay.
I would say one is Keyshawn Thompson. He's a new guy.
Yes.
He currently has the world lead at 977.
Okay.
And I also like how calm he is. Nobody knew who he was until he ran that 9.7, but I was watching him since last year.
Okay.
So it's I always knew who he was. I knew what he was capable of. But now everybody's making this big storm about him. He's still staying quiet. He's not cocky. He's just I just do what my coach says and keep it pushing, which I like.
Yeah.
So I like Kenny Bednarek. Kenny Bednarek is also very calm, quiet, but when it's time to turn it up, he'll turn it up.
I like the underdog story too, where you have been eyeing him for quite a long time when no one really cared, and then he just makes something of himself, and now everyone's speaking about him, but you're like, I've been talking about this dude for a long time. That's pretty cool. Is there anyone else? Any female sprinters?
On the female side, someone that inspires me a lot is actually Sha'Carri. Although she's I guess seeing a lot of people.
I really like Sha'Carri.
Yeah.
I really do. I love her story. I love her hustle. She's determined, and that's what I love about her. And I love how, for lack of better words, obnoxious she can be at times. It's inspiring, and that's what motivates her.
Yeah.
If she's quiet, remember in that same sprint, that one time when she was extremely quiet is when she failed. And I was like, she's very different this particular race.
Yeah.
And it was very unlike her. When she's more hype and she's talking and giving chat and on the line, that's when she's ready. She's ready to go. Yeah. So, but you're the opposite.
Yeah.
Describe a memorable race or competition that has shaped your career, Devontae.
For me, it would probably have to be this Curved in Grenada.
Awesome. I would say so too. That was amazing.
For me, I went in there with very little confidence.
Yeah.
And ended up leaving with a gold medal.
How did you do that? How did you pull that off?
Because I went in there with 10.5 something, which barely even made the qualifier for Curved.
Right.
So then I went in there with not much high hopes. I was like, well, I don't really know what I'm gonna do. And then after the prelim, it was 10.30 something, which is the best I ran all season, and it felt easy. And I was like, okay, we'll see what we could do in the final.
Yeah.
But there were two boys, both Jaden Reed from Cayman and Javon Dunkley from Jamaica, who ran 10.20 something in the prelim. And I was like, I haven't seen that time all year, but we'll see what happens. Then in the final, to see 10.15 on the clock, almost breaking the Curved record, that meant
it was amazing. Well, describe for us what that feeling was like. The cameras were all in your faces. You talked about all over the news. Cayman Islands was on the map with that. What was that like for you? Did you have to be signing autographs and stuff? Yeah.
I did sign a few autographs.
I'm sure.
In the moment in Grenada, it was kind of it was a big relief again because Jaden and I have talked about doing it before.
Right.
So having the Quinella, the first and second in the 100 meter, it meant a lot. And actually, having it done with Jaden, someone I grew up with, it also meant a lot to me.
Okay, awesome. So how do you, Devontae, mentally prepare? And I know for athletes, especially younger ones that are listening at the moment, how do you mentally prepare for high-pressure events, and especially with the Olympics coming up?
For me, I don't really think much about the Olympics coming up because it's just another track meet. At the end of the day, I'm running the same distance, just different people.
You sure, Devontae?
Yeah.
This is huge. I mean, I don't want to put any fears in you. I doubt I can, but it's the Olympics.
It is the Olympics.
You hear the change in my voice, my tone?
But yeah, to me...
But I admire that. That's good.
Yeah, it's another track meet. We start at the same time. We finish at the same place. It's just in a different location.
Awesome. And what impact does representing your country have on your motivation?
For me, I like having the chance of being able to put Cayman on like a bigger stage.
Yes.
So like I feel like there's not a lot of people that know Cayman outside of like their beaches and stuff, but it's like there's a lot that goes in Cayman that a lot of people don't know about. There's more than pretty beaches and snorkeling. There's actual athletes here
Right.
that, you know, we do something, we can make some noise.
Yeah, definitely. What's your goal beyond Paris?
There's World U20s after
Okay.
Paris in Peru,
Okay.
and I hope to go on and compete at that as well.
I know you're probably not putting any pressure on yourself anyway, but at the Olympics, what do you think are your chances?
At the Olympics, I ran 10:09 with a terrible start and just
Yeah.
got up and ran.
Mhm.
I'm hoping one of my goals are to break the national record, which is 9:99. Another goal is to make the semifinal because I think I have an extra round with having the universality spot. But
Yeah.
if I make that semifinal, I'd be satisfied. The goal is always to make the final.
Yes.
I wouldn't just set up and be like, okay, I made the semifinal, like that's it.
Mhm.
The goal is always to make the final. Matter of fact, the goal is to win. If I go out there and win, that's amazing.
Yeah. Do you know yet who you'll be running with?
As in my heat and
Yeah.
stuff? No.
No, nothing yet.
Mm.
When do you leave for Paris?
I believe I'd probably be leaving on the 23rd.
On the 23rd. Okay. So I saw in watching sprint, some athletes have some like, what do you call pre-race rituals and superstitions. Do you have any?
Not really.
Yeah.
I just think about what I'm supposed to be doing during the race, hit a few stretches and get in the blocks. That's all.
So when that camera hits you, because that
Mhm.
camera is going to hit you as they go along to, as they go around to every country,
Mhm.
what is Devontae going to be looking like?
I'm probably
Just-
either going to have on a smile or a straight face. I don't know.
I
at
think
the
you're going to
moment.
have a straight face. I don't think you're going to be smiling.
I don't know. It
Or
depends.
jumping up and down like Sha'Carri.
Nah.
No. Trying to motivate yourself,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
No, okay, all right. So now that you're home, are you just relaxing or you've been working out?
I have to be training
Yeah.
because I can't fall behind on the
Mhm.
form I was in. So even today, I came from practice straight here. So
What's
yeah.
practice like for you right now,
Today-
especially with where you're heading?
It hasn't changed much because, to be honest, you can't change anything and expect like you might end up getting a worse result. So I try to keep things consistent, probably improve a few things like in terms of technique, but other than that, nothing changes.
Okay, all right. And what message would you like to share with, younger athletes that are aspiring to be like yourself and better?
I believe that there are a lot of great athletes in Cayman,
Yes.
but I believe they also limit themselves to the Cayman Islands, thinking that, oh, I'm the best in Cayman, I'm the best in my year group, I'm the best in whatever. You can't limit yourself to that. Because in my opinion, if I did that, then I'd still be in Cayman. I wouldn't have been able to get the opportunities that I had. And I also would like to call out parents, though, because an athlete can only do so much.
Right.
Parents have to make sacrifices. My parents made huge sacrifices in
Yes,
order
they
to send
did.
me to into America, and it's paying off now that I'm able to go and represent the country at the Olympic Games. So it's not only up to the child, but the support system that they have.
Yeah, I definitely agree because you do find a lot of parents, especially with track and field. When you go around the track, very few parents are
Yeah,
there
you drop
in
your
support.
kids.
You drop them off and go.
Just go.
I mean, not taking away from the busy parent, but your child's well-being and for them to succeed, sometimes they just need that moral support from their mom or their dad, right?
Exactly.
And you've had that, so you know what that's like. Share with us a little about what that's been like, because your dad has always been in your corner.
Yeah. So my mom
and your sisters too.
Yeah. I have a whole family in my corner, and honestly, that's been amazing for me. There's many times I told my parents that I wanted to stop track, and they didn't let me do it.
Yeah.
And now it's paying off. Like, what's it called? I have went through multiple injuries, saying that maybe this isn't for me, but they always told me to keep it going. Like, I have a talent, and I should continue to pursue it. And because of their words and their sacrifices, here I am now going on the biggest stage.
What's been your biggest injury or depleting injury where you said, I'm done, this is it?
I sat out of track for a full year because of my knee. And it was something called Officer-Scotter's disease. It's just simple growing pain and a ton of inflammation in your knee. and you just have to rest it. There's no real.
And do you just grow out of it, or is resting important?
So resting, that's important. So you kind of grow out of it for one. But
right.
The best thing you could do is rest and ice.
And I think that's what most young athletes go through, and they're not quite aware of what it is. Yeah, that pain in the knee. Sometimes it's in the back as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
But you're just growing. Your body's growing. You got to give it time.
And sometimes it's growing a lot faster than it should, than it's expected to. So that's why you have all these aches and pains as well. So I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you. We're going to take a short break, Devontae. When we get back, we'll talk a little bit more about the Olympics and what's next for you. Stay tuned.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Prescription refills made easy at Savannah Pharmacy. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
The Ministry of Education and the Passport and Corporate Services Office remind all students traveling to and from school overseas to ensure their passports are valid for both travel and entry into their destination country. Passports should be renewed at least 10 weeks before departure, and any necessary student visas must be obtained. For passport services, contact the Passport and Corporate Services Office at 649-7678. For Ministry of Education scholarship inquiries, contact scholarships@gov.ky. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education and the Passport and Corporate Services Office.
We are Radio Cayman.
Covering Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and Grand Cayman.
1 in a million.
All right, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. We're here with Devontae Howell, Carifta gold medalist. How many gold medals have you had in Carifta?
Two.
Two, so you're two-time Carifta gold medalist. All right, sounds good. Are you done with Carifta now?
Yes, so this is my last year.
This year was your last?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're on to bigger and better things.
Yes,
right?
Hopefully.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. Let's talk a little bit about school. You're at the University of Tennessee Vols. What's it like there?
It's a very welcoming program.
Yes.
It's a very new program as well. They're rebuilding because they have a whole new coaching staff.
Okay.
So Coach Ross came from North Carolina A&T into the program, and this is his second year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of rebuilding going on, a lot of recruitment going on, and I'm happy to be a part of that because it's not like a ready-made school that you just plug in a puzzle piece. It's like you're a part of something big.
Awesome. And how are you and your teammates getting along?
My teammates are great. I love my teammates. My teammates are really cool, yeah.
Awesome. And the Crooks are there with you as well. Do you get a chance to see them perform? Or compete, I should say.
Yeah, I've seen Jordan swim. Jillian isn't there as yet. She's going to be there this year. So I'm going to see her swim as well.
Yeah, because that's the next thing too. You're all going to be at the Olympics together.
Yes,
that is huge for University of Tennessee. Have they said anything or released anything on the fact that, is it just three of you or there are others from Tennessee that's going to be?
There's others from Tennessee.
There are many others. That's huge, right? Because that's a sporting school. They're known for producing very top athletes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So have you caught any basketball games?
In Tennessee? Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you better.
Yeah.
If you were not doing track, what sport would you be playing?
Ooh. Football.
You like football?
Yeah.
So you've played
football or swimming.
Football or swimming?
Yeah, one of the two.
Okay, you like swimming. That's pretty good. What event?
I wouldn't say I like swimming.
Oh,
but
okay.
What's it called? At the time, I was pretty good at it.
Okay.
So I had to choose between the three sports, and
you chose track, and you never look back, and you don't regret it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. What did you do on the football field? What position?
I was all over. It depended what coach wanted me to be at the time. There was only one game I played in defense. It was either midfield or up top.
Okay. What brought you to track and field? Like, what was it about track and field? You said, this is it for me. I like it here.
my dad had a talk with me and said that track and field is a sport where you don't need anyone to help you.
Right.
That however good you are is however far you'll go.
Okay.
He said, because honestly, I really liked football more.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, football, you need a team behind you. He said, you can be as good as you want, but if your team can't help you, then you can't go anywhere. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, well, I don't want it to be that I'm doing something and then someone else holding me back because we don't have the same work ethic or something.
Right.
Then
Mm-hmm.
track was the choice.
Yeah. Okay. Definitely. And how many years ago was that?
That was primary school.
Okay. All right. And you are 10:09.
Yes.
For 100 meter sprint.
Yes.
How far away is the Olympic qualification?
10.00.
10.00. Ooh.
Yeah.
And in athletics, that's a lot, right? It's
there,
but it's
kind of, but really and truly, that race that I ran.
You think, oh yeah, you did say you thought you could have done it way better than that as well. And on a good day.
On a good day, I think I could go 9.9.
Okay, I like that. That's pretty good. Okay, is there Karthik before you got here? He was talking about a few role models that that he looked up to locally. Do you have any?
Yes. So there's Cara Morgan. He helps me out a lot.
Yes, wonderful. He's such a wonderful guy.
Yeah, he texts me a lot. He checks up on me, making sure that I'm keeping my head on straight. There is Coach Tyrone. Mm-hmm. Coach Tyrone, obviously, he's my coach from primary school all the way up to now, and he's still I was with him working out today, matter of fact. So, and I also see him as more of like a mental coach as well. Yes. He's telling me like, I got to get where my mind's got to be.
He's a motivator.
Yeah. And what's it called? Making sure that I'm always ready.
Before you go, what is your training regimen looks like now?
So I go at the track at like 3:00 and I probably leave like 6:30. Okay. So it'll be today I did more speed endurance, which is today is Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So Tuesdays are more speed endurance. Sundays are rest day. Saturdays is more like endurance, I should say.
So it's like pulling the tires and the little flag things behind you. Yeah. I mean, you gotta tell me. I'm not sure. What does that look like? What does your workout look like?
Today was blocks. So that's working on my start.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes.
So which is I think the most important part for me right now. Because I think if I get that part down packed, I can.
Which in watching sprint, I realized how important that is as well, right? So how's your start?
My start right now, I would say just call it average. Yeah. It's not top tier with the guys that are out there. Mm-hmm. But what I do have working for me is my top end speed, which is after I transition out my drive phase and the start after the first 30 meters, I can compete with those guys.
Okay. Yes, I do see that actually. Some athletes they got a very quick start, a great boost, and then they get cold. And then some athletes they may have a bad start, but then they reach down after 30 seconds, they're done, and that's pretty good. So that's you but you do you always have a good start? What's been your worst start?
My worst start was probably Bahamas Curfew.
Bahamas, okay.
Yeah, Bahamas Curfew, I was behind by a good bit before. I caught him just before the line.
Okay, awesome. All right, we're almost out. So are you looking forward to sharing this special Olympic occasion with, of course, we spoke about it before, the Crook siblings, and then we have Charlotte Webster, our sailor.
I haven't met her as yet. Yeah, I'm excited to. Because I didn't even know that we had sailors like that in Cayman.
Yeah, really? Yeah, this is her second time, I believe, competing for the Olympics.
That's cool.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I'm excited to meet her.
Yeah, she's pretty good. I think I'll be doing an interview with her tomorrow because I'm trying to get a hold of all of you before you head off to Paris. So any last words, any words of advice you'd like to give young sprinters that's aiming for this particular experience?
For sprinters specifically, I would just have to say, things you do outside the track do affect you. Like even something simple as sleep, you need to give your body time to recover, so on and so forth. And I can't say I won't say put less effort into track, but you got to also remember your schoolwork because you can't get far without your schoolwork.
Yeah, it kind of complements each other when you're in school, right? So all right, sleep. How's that coming along for you?
As of recent, not really. I'm trying to work on it.
You're working on it?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that another time. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. And if I don't see you, I think I will. Yeah. But if I don't, congratulations once again and all the best at the Olympics. I'm looking for nothing, from runs up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's too much pressure.
Nah.
No? Okay, all right. We're good to go, man. We're good to go. I see you. I would love for a universality athlete to reach in the finals. That would be so amazing.
I don't think that's been done. So
no, it's never been done. I don't know if it's ever been done in any other country. I'm not sure. I've never heard of it. But that would be so cool, coming from a small island. All right. Well, that's it for your Sports Extra edition tonight. If you would like the opportunity to be featured on our show, please feel free to email me at sportsextrakman@gmail.com. You can check out our Radio Cayman Sports Extra social media pages to keep up to date with all sporting activities here on Island, and log on to Radio Cayman's YouTube channel for tonight's edition of Sports Extra. Thank you so much to Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Village, our sponsor. Thank you so much for joining up with us. Thank you so much, Devontae Howell. Thank you so much to Karthik Adapa and to Tony Pinkerton, who's the president of gymnastics here in the Cayman Islands. I'm Dionne Anglin. Good night and God bless.
Sports Extra, brought to you by Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside. WhatsApp your prescription refills to 929-5045.
Sports Extra. From 7 to 8 p.m., highlights of local sports around the Cayman Islands. Sports Extra.
It's amazing to see the improvement of the team.
Sports Extra, keeping you informed.